The 48 Laws of Power is an incredible book. Some would say a book about manipulation, others would say a book about controlling power. I would say a book about being awoken to everything. If you've come from my TikTok, then you definitely know what this is, but if you haven't, it's basically a book about manipulation and how to control power in different situations and different scenarios, using historical context as proof of why these methods work. And I feel like through my TikTok, I've brought it towards the light a bit more, well, at least towards the light and the sort of social media aspect of things. It's written by a fantastic author known as Robert Greene. He's done the 48 Laws of Power. He's also done The Art of War, The Art of Human Seduction, The Art of Human Nature, a book about mastery, and a book about the daily laws, which is basically everything put into one. It's all sort of similar topics, just in different areas of life. Well, why am I here? I'm here because there's 48 laws in the 48 Laws of Power, and if you read the entire book, it can be quite hard to grasp, and it can be quite overwhelming to actually get an idea of each law and how it can come into practice in your own life. As soon as you read one law and you try to understand it, you then read in the next law, and then you completely forget about the previous law, and this just goes on and on. And I've sort of studied them. I've studied them so I can pick out the actual relevant laws that I can implement into my own life. So I'm showing you the 5 laws that I've actually picked out that I'm actually implementing into my own life, so that you can sort of get the idea in a concise snapshot. So let's get straight into it. The first law is law 9. Win through your actions, never through argument. And it reads as follows. Any momentary triumph you think you've gained through argument is really a Pyrrhic victory. The resentment and ill will you stir up are stronger and last longer than any momentary change of opinion. It is much more powerful to get others to agree with you through your actions without saying a word. Demonstrate, do not explicate. And the reason this sort of resonates with me is because it makes complete sense. The whole idea of an argument is to completely disagree with each other and not be on the same side. And the same thing is actually taught in the book How to Influence and Influence People, in a chapter called Handle Complaints, Avoid Arguments, Keep Your Contacts Smooth and Pleasant. Because as much as you want to prove your point through screaming at someone, it doesn't resonate as much as you proving it through a physical action. Because actions speak louder than words. The second law is law 10, infection. Avoid the unhappy and the unlucky, which reads as follows. You can die from someone else's misery. Emotional states are as infectious as diseases. You may feel as if you are helping the drowning man, but you are only participating in your own disaster. The unfortunate sometimes draw misfortune on themselves. They will also draw on you. Associate with the happy and the fortunate instead. And this isn't to say that I completely avoid unhappy or unlucky people, but I kind of take this as in the idea of surround yourself with people that are going to improve you and surround yourself with people that you want to become. Because I'm sure you've heard this quote.
Hanging out with losers. Wasting your time with people that mean
Correct.
nothing to you. Okay.
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. It is.
3 pieces.
Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You want to know why you're all fucked up? Just look at the bums you hang around with.
So the way I take that is that if you're going to surround yourself with unhappy and unlucky people, you're going to become one of those people. So the whole idea is to surround yourself with people that are going to grow you and make a positive change, and then you will slowly become how they are in a way, if that makes sense. The third lesson is law 13. When asking for help, appeal to people's self-interest, never to their mercy or gratitude. And it reads as follows. If you need to turn to an ally for help, do not bother to remind them of your past assistance and good deeds. He will find a way to ignore you. Instead, uncover something in your request or in your alliance with him that will benefit him, and emphasize it out of all proportion. He will respond enthusiastically when he sees something to be gained for himself. This isn't like so much of a massive thing, more of like a psychology trick of how to deal with people, I guess, and that when you're going to present them with a favour, you always emphasize that out of proportion, what's in it for them, as it's a human instinct to, want a reward at the end of the day. And it follows along with another law that I can't actually find, but it goes against something like, when people are acting in a mysterious way, always assume that they are doing something for their own gain. If they're helping you out, always assume at the end of the day they are doing it for their own gain of power or something like that, as that is human instinct. As much as there's nice people out there who do stuff for other people, at the end of the day, a human being is a human being, and their instinct will always be to benefit themselves. The next lesson is a classic. Law 1. Never outshine the master. And it reads as follows. Always make those above you feel comfortably superior. In your desire to please and impress them, do not go too far in displaying your talents, or you might accomplish the opposite. Inspire fear and insecurity. Make your masters appear more brilliant than they are, and you will attain the heights of power. This one's kind of obvious, but it's just something to keep in mind, that you should never try and outperform the people above you, because they have the control over you at the end of the day. So the kind of idea is that as soon as a human feels as if their status and their power is threatened, that's when I feel like you'll see a whole nother side of that human. The fifth lesson is law 31. Control the options. Get others to play with the cards that you deal. And it reads as follows. The best deceptions are the ones that seem to give the other person a choice. Your victims feel they're in control, but actually they're your puppets. Give people options that come out of your favour, whichever they choose. Force them to make decisions, the lesser two evils, both which serve your purpose. Put them on the horns of a dilemma. They are gaunt wherever they turn. This law is slightly unethical and slightly cheeky, but who doesn't like a cheeky law? It's kind of the idea that if a decision has to be made, that you control the decisions, and regardless of what is decided, you come out on top and in power, as you know, you're prepared for both of the outcomes, which still makes the people that are making the decisions feel as if they're in control because they're making the decisions, but at the end of the day, you've got the upper hand. And I thought I'd put a bonus one in here, so here is lesson 6, law 36. Disdain things that you cannot have. Ignoring them is the best revenge. And it reads as follows. By acknowledging a petty problem, you give it existence and credibility. The more attention you pay an enemy, the stronger you make him. And a small mistake is often made worse and more visible when you try to fix it. It is sometimes best to leave things alone. If there is something you want but cannot have, show contempt for it. The less interest you reveal, the more superior you seem. It's also like attention and time. You know, if you're spending your attention and time and energy on something that doesn't matter and is completely petty, then you don't know your true value across like your, you know, your time and what you spend your energy on. And that's why I think that one's important and a good bonus one to have. Is just sort of like know your worth, know your value kind of thing. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I'm trying to make sort of like 5-minute videos that are more appealing and sort of consumable, just so you can like watch it before you go out or whatever it is. You don't have to spend like 20 minutes sitting down and watching a video. But just as a quick outro, go follow me on Instagram, as I'm going to start asking my followers and, you know, subscribers questions. I would love to have you in on future videos and have your input there. So if you want to get involved in the future videos and see what I do behind YouTube on social media and stuff like that, then follow me on Instagram and I might just give you a follow back. But I hope you enjoyed, and go and watch this video on the screen if you want to see how I managed to make my days so extremely productive, and just sort of like one secret tool that I use to make the ultimate productive day, as it says in the title. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time.